Okay, what's up everybody? Back here with another YouTube video. Not going to be cards today. It's going to be my tournament bracket. So, hopefully I do good. I'm rooting for Auburn, but I do not think they're going to go all the way this year, unfortunately. But, other than that, got my trusty old pen. I mean, it's actually a new pen. Sharpie S Gel. Y'all probably don't even care. But, I go from from top down to the bottom on both sides. Let me know who y'all think is going to win the entire tournament. And yeah, let's get into it. First, obviously, is going to be Gonzaga. I mean, yeah, my G's a little messed up there. Georgia State, they're a 16 seed versus a 1 seed. It's Georgia State. What do you have to say about them? Nothing much, really. So, Gonzaga, obviously, 1 seed. Gonzaga's going to win that. They have a little bit closer one. Boise State, Memphis. Now, Boise State is 27-7. I don't follow too much. I've been following Auburn this year. I'm an Auburn fan, but I don't follow these two teams that much. So, just because Boise State, Memphis, I think Memphis is actually going to pull out on top with this one. Because that's not what I meant to put. Just because, I mean, we're going to go with the upset here. It's only one overall lower in the ranking, so, or higher, however you want to say it. But next we have UConn versus New Mexico State. This one, first one's in Portland. This is going to be Buffalo. I think that UConn is going to get upset by... Nah. Do they want to go upsets this early? New Mexico State's a 12-roll and they're a 5. Honestly, I think I'm gonna go with New Mexico State pulling this out on top. Pulling it on top. In my opinion, New Mexico State gonna get it done. Arkansas, Vermont. This, no question about it. Arkansas, they have been on fire the second half of the season. Had to witness a loss to them, but that's fine. Yeah, Arkansas has been on fire. That's Arkansas's all day. Even though Vermont has a better record, they don't play as good as a conference. Arkansas, easy win on that game. Now we have hold on. Have I been doing this right? No, yeah, I've been doing that right. So I don't know why that confused me right there. So this one is Alabama versus Rutgers or Notre Dame. I'm going to have to go Alabama on this one, especially since these two, Rutgers and Notre Dame, are so close to, not making it. Or, probably making it, but they have to decide between those two. So I think I'm going to have to go with Alabama on this one. Because Alabama... Also been a little bit hot towards the end of the season. Then we got Texas Tech, Michigan State. No, Texas Tech, Montana State. Oh, if it was Texas Tech, Michigan State, that'd be a little bit closer, but Montana State, no shot. Tech is taking this. Tech's taking that. They've been hot this year. They've been doing pretty good. Texas Tech's going to that. Next we have Michigan State, Davidson. I'm gonna go with Davidson on the upset here. Just because Michigan State's always a little bit too hyped in any sport. So I'm gonna go Davidson. Duke, CSU, Fullerton. Yeah, that's definitely, no question about it. 2 seed Duke. Baylor, Norfolk State. I'm gonna go Baylor here, but in my opinion, they do not. I don't think that I think they're going to be way too overhyped. I mean, they have gotten a little bit hotter towards the end of the season, like a lot of these teams have. But Baylor, I think they're a little bit too overhyped, in my opinion. So later on, this is only first round, they're going to beat Norfolk State. But later on, I don't know how that's going to work out for them. Marquette versus St. Mary's. I don't know about this one. Oh, no. Wrong game. North Carolina, Marquette. This is a very close one. I think North Carolina hasn't been as good as they've been the last few years. So I think Marquette is gonna get that one. Gonna get it done against the 24-9 North Carolina Tar Heels. Next we have St. Mary's and Wyoming or Indiana. St. Mary's, neither of these teams have been too hot this year. So I'm gonna go St. Mary's on that one. UCLA versus Archon. UCLA. Honestly, there's not too much to say about UCLA. It's UCLA. They're 4 seed, 13 Archon. Do you think might be a little bit of a close game, but I'm gonna go UCLA on this one. Yeah, UCLA wins that. Texas versus Virginia Tech. Now, if this was the West Virginia Mountaineers playing them, Texas ain't gonna win. You already know the history between that stuff, any sport, But I think Texas gonna come out on top there. Gonna win pretty comfortably over them. It's Virginia Tech. Now Purdue versus Yale. Ivy League school versus, Purdue. Purdue was hot at the beginning of the season, kind of died down a little bit. Now they're back up. I think Purdue gonna easily beat them. No questions about it. Murray State versus San Francisco. I'm gonna go Murray State because I'm gonna go Murray State. Ja Morant's alma mater, Murray State, gonna win that game. Oh shoot! Well, I'm sorry about that, guys. Let's get into the bottom a little bit. Let me move some stuff real quick, just so y'all can see a little bit better. Oh, didn't mean to touch the camera right there. So yeah. Murray State's going to win that. Now the last one, we have Kentucky versus St. Peter's. I mean, it's Kentucky. Number 2, Kentucky versus St. Peter's. I don't think I've even heard of St. Peter's. So we're going to go with the Kentucky Wildcats on that one. Kentucky wins that game. Alright, now we're on to the right side of the bracket. Arizona versus Wright State or Bryant. Yeah, that's Arizona taking that very comfortably. Very comfortable win right there. Seton Hall versus TCU. Honestly, Seton Hall has been playing pretty good this year. So has TCU. This is a very, very even game. But I think with TCU's heartbreak this year, pretty much a lot of games, close games, I think that game, TCU Seton Hall, I think the heartbreak's over for the TCU Horned Frogs. I'm going to Texas Christian University. I think TCU's going to pull out against Seton Hall, but that's going to be a very tough one for them. Now, Houston, UAB. No question about it, Houston. Houston has been a pretty good team for them, for Houston this year. So, Houston's going to win that 5 seed. Now, Illinois versus Chattanooga. Illinois been very hot. So, that's going to be Illy. That's going to be Illinois. Yeah, it's going to be Illinois comfortably winning that against Chattanooga. Now, Colorado State versus Michigan. Michigan hasn't been up to par this year. But Colorado State's not been bad. I think that's a close one. Even though it doesn't look close on paper. I think Michigan's going to upset on that one. Just because Michigan's going to upset Colorado State on that one. Next, we got Tennessee versus Longwood. That is the Volunteers all the way. That there's no question about that. Tennessee's got that in the bag. Versus Longwood. Never heard of them. Ohio State, which is very hot at the beginning of the season, hasn't been as hot lately. Against the one, the only Loyola Chicago. Loyola's always been they had that one run a few years ago. Always been pretty much a March Madness school. That's pretty much all they're known for. Versus Ohio State. Fortunately for Loyola Chicago, I think Ohio State is going to win that one. It's going to be close, but Ohio State's coming out on top. Villanova versus Delaware. Easy win for Villanova. Very easy win. Now, Texas Southern, or Texas A&M Christian, or whatever, I don't know, versus Kansas. Hold on. Gotta do that. Easy win. The Kansas Jayhawks. It's Kansas. Versus these two schools. Or not versus these two schools, but it's going to be between the two schools. Kansas wins. Kansas kicks butt in that game. San Diego State versus Creighton. I'm going to go with the Aztecs or the Creighton Blue Jays, I think is what they're called. Creighton, that's a close one right there. But I think Creighton's going to win that. Very close game. But Creighton wins that. Now, Iowa versus Richmond. Ooh. Richmond versus Iowa. Iowa's going to get that done pretty comfortably, I think. Oh, gosh. Don't pay attention to that. Iowa. The Iowa Buckeyes. Right? I think. I don't know. Providence versus South Dakota State. Providence has been a very good school this year. They had a very good team this year. It's going to be Providence. Pretty comfortably, I think. Pretty handily. Going to go in there and win that handily. So, I think that Providence is going to win that. Now for Iowa State versus Wisconsin. Wisconsin really has been rated pretty good throughout these NCAA tournaments, but hasn't really done that well. I don't know, it's LSU versus Iowa State. My bad. No, LSU comes out on top on this one. Iowa State was pretty hot. LSU has been, I think, a little bit hotter, so I'm going to go LSU. Now Wisconsin versus Colgate. Clearly, the Wisconsin Badgers come out on top on that one. Now USC versus Miami. I think Miami's gonna upset here. I'm gonna go with the Miami Hurricanes. And then clearly Auburn hasn't been too hot, but I think they're gonna get hot in the tournament. I think they're gonna do good. That may sound biased, but I do think that they're gonna come back and get hot. It's Jacksonville State, so that's clearly an easy win for Auburn. All right, now next to the next one, or to the next bracket. Gonzaga versus Memphis. Gonzaga, easy win for them. New Mexico State versus Arkansas. Now, New Mexico State's a 12 seed, Arkansas is a 4. Arkansas is very hot right now, so I think Arkansas is going to win. Alabama versus Texas Tech. Tech, way too hot for Alabama to handle. So we're going to go Tech right there. Is going to win. Now, there's probably going to be quite a few upsets here, but these three teams have been very strong so far. Duke versus Davidson. Duke easily comes out on top on that one. Baylor versus Marquette. Baylor's a 1 seed. Marquette's a... Baylor hasn't gotten quite to that point where they're the overhype hasn't gotten to them yet here. But Baylor comes out on top on that one. Versus Marquette. St. Mary's versus UCLA. I think St. Mary's wins that, but it's going to be very, very close. St. Mary's wins that. Very, very close game, though. Texas versus Purdue. I go with Texas. Purdue's kind of cooled down a little bit since the beginning of the season. So I think Texas is going to come out on top on that one. Murray State versus Kentucky. Kentucky, the Wildcats are going to win pretty comfortably there, in my opinion. So, now to the right side of the board. Arizona versus TCU. See, Arizona has upset some teams. Or TCU has upset some teams. But it's not going to be enough to get it down against Arizona. I think it's going to be a close game, but not like super close. I think it's going to be a good game. Good game right there. Houston versus Illinois. Or Illinois, however you say it. Houston versus Illinois. Illinois has been so hot this year, towards the end of the season. I think Illinois is going to come out on top on that one. Michigan versus Tennessee. Michigan doesn't perform well in these situations. Tennessee, 3 seed, coming out on top. Next we have Ohio State versus Villanova. Ohio State's 7 seed and Villanova is a 2 seed. Villanova's going to win that. Kansas versus Creighton. Kansas is obviously going to win that. Then Iowa versus Providence. Honestly here, I think Providence is going to win. It's going to be a very close game. But I think Providence is going to win right there. LSU versus Wisconsin. Honestly, I think Wisconsin is going to beat LSU. This is going to beat LSU. Miami, Auburn. There's no question about this one. Auburn wins. Pretty comfortably. All right. Now we're in the Elite Eight. Gonzaga, Arkansas. I think it's going to be a very tough game for Gonzaga. But I think it's going to be a very close game. But I think Gonzaga is going to make it to the Final Four. No, not the Final Four. No, we're at the Sweet 16. This is the Final Four. All right. No, this is the Elite Eight right here. Okay, whatever. Gonzaga, it's going to be a very, very tough game for Gonzaga. But I think Arkansas's run comes to an end right there. And Gonzaga wins that one. Next, we have Texas Tech, Duke. This game is going to be very, very close. But I think Duke, they've been heating up at the end of the season. I think Duke, yeah, Duke wins that. This is a very, very close game yet again, just like that one. But I think Duke's going to come out on top. Baylor versus St. Mary's. I think Baylor's overhype. It's going to get to them. And I think there's going to be a humongous upset by St. Mary's. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be no easy feat for St. Mary's. But I think they're going to make a run this year. I don't know. Just looking at that, I think St. Mary's is going to come out on top. I think they're going to beat Baylor. Number 1 seed Baylor. Baylor's has so much hype around them. I don't agree with. I don't buy it. I think St. Mary's is going to come up with a huge upset, and St. Mary's wins. Texas, Kentucky. This one probably not going to be as close as some people would expect. Or not expect. Some, like, hold on, what am I saying? Yeah, it's probably Texas. I don't think Texas is going to get it done. 6 seed versus a 2 seed. So Kentucky wins that. All right, now to the right side. Arizona versus Illinois. Arizona's number 1 in the country right now. But Illinois has been hot. So I just think that Arizona is going to get it done on that one. Tennessee, Villanova. Both 2 seeds, right? No. Tennessee's a 3 seed versus a 2 seed Villanova. I think Tennessee's going to upset and get it done. Now, for Kansas, Providence. I want there to be an upset, but unfortunately, I don't think it's going to happen. I think Kansas